So, the United States government, it's yesterday now, killed a terrorist by the name of, and I apologize if I mispronounce this, Anwar Al-Awlaki. I know I'm pronouncing that wrong, but whatever. He was American-born, remember that's very important, terrorist who was in Yemen, and he was killed by an airstrike. And he was a member of Al-Qaeda, and he was kind of like a imam, cleric, priest-like person who would give religious, motivating speeches encouraging Muslims to kill Americans, blah, 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 etc. Now, the important thing here that everyone is talking about is that he was killed by the CIA, by the Navy SEAL people, as part of the list of people approved by the CIA as targeted killings. Means you seek out this individual, you find them, and you kill them, or if possible, capture them. And so the debate is, should the United States have killed this person? Or should we have captured him and brought him in for trial and officially charged him through trial and court and all that stuff? So the big issue here is the fact that he was born in America. He was born in New Mexico. That's the big issue, because the Constitution has this thing about, you know, if you're born in America, you have the right to trial by a jury of your peers, you have the right to due process, etc., etc. Now, the people for the CIA and the government will say, well, when you do something like join Al-Qaeda, when you commit an act of terror against the United States, when you kill an American, whatever, when you join an international terrorist organization, you give up those rights. You lose those rights. So, now I am liberal and progressive on most issues. However, on this issue, I really don't think this is a big deal. I think that if we have someone who we know is a terrorist and we know is plotting to kill Americans, or we know who is inspiring other people over the internet, etc., to kill innocent people, we could prove, that this person is a member of Al-Qaeda and has done horrible things, then I don't see the problem with killing them. Now, another problem is that people say that this will lead to a bad precedent. Not president, not Mr. Obama, but meaning that, well, how about what can we justify in the future from this? You know, it's like, oh, well, we can kill him, we can kill anybody else. That's the argument. Personally, I don't have a problem if we kill every single member of Al-Qaeda. You know, I don't see a problem with that. Now, I think that if we say that this, you know, the targeted killing can only be done if you are a person who has committed acts of terror against the United States, is a member of a terrorist organization, because at that point I think that, you know, you kind of lose those rights. You lose that, and if you were brought back anyway, you'd be given the death penalty anyway. Now, whether or not we should have the death penalty is a whole other argument in the first place, but I don't see what the problem is, really. You know, the targeted killing list the CIA has is pretty darn short, I'm sure. You know, it's only for people who do deserve to die anyway. Ugh, excuse me. Hypoxic. So, you know, and look, I agree that we should have this discussion. You know, there are conservatives who are like, oh, why are we even talking about this? These damn liberals trying to, you know, make excuses for this and that we shouldn't have killed them. No, I don't have a problem with that. What I think is important, though, is that we have people who, when something like this happens, says, hey, are we allowed to do this? You know, I think it's always important to raise questions about whether or not something was legal. So, yes, that's my opinion. I think that if you're a member of Al-Qaeda, we have the right to kill you because you're trying to kill us. You know? And plus, it's not just a targeted killing list. It's a list called Kill or Capture. You know, like Bin Laden, you know? It's like, well, we could have tried to capture him and bring him back, but we might have lost Navy SEALs in the process. And my position is, I'm not willing to spend one life of a Navy SEAL to bring Osama bin Laden back so we can actually try him. He's not worth one more American life. And neither is this Anwar Al-Awlaki. You know, these people aren't worth the money that we would have to spend to put them on trial. They're not worth the money. They're not worth the lives of the soldiers that would be lost if we actually have to go in and capture them. So I really don't see a problem with this targeted killing campaign. But I do think it's a good discussion to have.